got myself into. Alright, where to start? Beginning of September 2023, I purchased this 2007 Husqvarna CR125. Now I can hear you saying, Jake, that does not look like a very good Husky there. It looks like a piece of crap. And you wouldn't be wrong. It is a piece of crap. But that's kind of the point. First of all, it was really cheap. But actually, thinking about it now, probably not cheap enough. And Dad and I were just after a good old project to keep us busy for a while. But anyway, let's get a closer look at this gem. Alright, so let's check out this rear mudguard. Yeah, I don't think that should be that loose. Yep, looks like it's broken into two pieces. Wow. Don't even get me started about this chain. Look how locked it is. We literally had to drag the bike onto the trailer. It's that seized. And clearly the shift is all stripped. That's not doing anything, is it? These foot pegs and the pins are all worn. The plastics on the side here are missing. The radiator brace is all broken. And let me step back here. Clearly, if you picked up before, you can see these forks look collapsed. So that's great. Get this chain off so we can actually push the bike around. Now, big no-no I guess, but we bought this bike without actually knowing that it starts. So let's check some levels, put some fuel in it and see if it'll run. And then pick road. It's alive! I never doubted it. It is two-stroke after all. They always run. Oh, take some photos so we know how it all goes back together and start making a list of all the bits we need to buy and obviously a new chain and sprockets. Expansion chamber looks good, we'll just need to give it a good clean up. Hopefully these bars aren't bent and it's just misaligned, maybe? Hopefully. Well, I'm sure glad Dad's helping me with this. This is a lot of cleaning up to do. Yeah, we're gonna have to replace this tyre. That thing's been on the road alright. This clutch cable's all frayed too, so that's gonna have to be remade. And I think the clutch itself is worn. Definitely going to need new brake pads, and I'd say that caliper's going to be rebuilt. We'll get some fresh plastics and graphics, and hopefully an upholsterer will want to recover the seat for us. We'll get a fresh bump stop for the shock. Alright, time to get stripping. Which was quite fun actually until it started raining on us, so you can see we had to split this time lapse in two as we had to move the bike into the container in order to not get drenched. But this was pretty straightforward, just unbolt everything, find more and more broken bits along the way and then add it to our list. You can see that whiteboard in the back, that was our ever-growing list and prices of parts we had to buy. And you can see here it's subframe off, it's getting pretty close to getting the engine out. There's that rain. Now we're in the container, removing the cooling system and now moving on to the rear swing arm and wheel, which luckily nothing was badly seized, which we were a bit worried because the bike had clearly not been greased or maintained. And just like that, the engine is out. And all is left is the frame and forks and the front wheel, and there's a nice close-up of how disgusting this engine frame was. Very dirty and rusty. And there's our table of bits. Everything else not looking much better than the frame. So when draining the engine oil, we noticed how much it smelt of burnt clutch and how black it was, so we thought this is no better time to inspect. Luckily the pressure plate and the basket were in pretty good condition considering, so we just had to order new friction discs. You can see how low they are here and how hot the steel plate is. That was not going to work very well. So next up was cleaning everything, which I didn't enjoy that much, but luckily Dad is very good at it and doesn't mind doing it because he has a lot of patience. I moved on to tackling the bearings in the swing arm, and as you can see these were flogged. They had a lot of play and were very rumbly and very seized. So out they came in the press and cleaned up all the surfaces and pressed in some brand new bearings, and voila, it was beautiful again. And next minute it's time for reassembly, which was a little bit harder than taking it apart obviously, but a lot nicer because everything was now all cleaned. We had painted that frame, we had repainted all the engine covers, cleaned up every bit of aluminium and steel that we could, and then it was just looking back on our previous video to figure out what way round some cables and wiring we routed, and then making sure we would grease every single bolt and make sure all threads were nice and free and clean before reassembling. As you can see, it's starting to look pretty nice. We were very happy with the job we were doing. Here you can see those new second-hand front forks sitting up nice and proper as they should. There's me welding up that muffler that had the crack around there, and then I also welded up that expansion chamber where it had the small little pinhole by the spring. Obviously installing the cooling system after we had all the brackets repaired and straightened everything. This has also got the new second-hand rear tyre that we chucked on, which was in a lot better condition than the one the bike came with. It was us just installing the remanufactured clutch cable, and now the fuel tank, and now for an exciting part, which is installing all of the brand new plastics that we got from Spain. Oh yeah, graphics time. Getting pretty excited at this point. It's starting to all come together and look pretty darn awesome. You'll see the numbers being 111 because this is kind of a tribute bike to my brother's race bike that he last had. But you'll also see we use the old number boards and have it with my number as well, so you've got either option. Check out that new bump stop. New hardware all over, which I think makes a huge difference. Look how good that C looks now. Two new sprockets and a gold chain. Well, I could look at this all day, but instead, I'm going to make it look even better, and then look at it some more. There we go. That's a better number. Alright, I think that's enough gawking. Time to swing a leg over it. Now that was fun. What a bike. Actually, what a project. This has been nothing but awesome. I'm stoked with how the bike turned out. Looks incredible, and it runs really good. Engine feels punchy and it sounds crisp. Anyway, if you enjoyed following along on this little mini restoration, please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe too, I might even find another project to do. But that's all for now. Thanks for watching.